Hello, class of cannabis. It's been a glorious year. I want someone in here to stand to their feet and tell me their best way to smoke. Who will it be? You right here. What's your name, girl?
Not him. It don't really matter when we all agree. What's your best way to smoke? Cause I'm rolling it up. Smoke like I ain't had enough. What's your best way to smoke? Cause I'm rolling it up. Smoke like I ain't.
What's up with y'all out there? This is the Best Way to Smoke podcast, and you smoking with Big J.
And Serpo Jr. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and tell a friend.
And today we got a special guest in the house. We got Modest Jones.
Hey.
Hey. How you doing?
Well, better now. Don't get me gassed up over here.
That's right. So look, before we start with the show, we want to get into the Best Way to Smoke tip. And we want to ask you, if you got a tip for the people that you want to share.
Yeah, definitely. I believe the best way to smoke is smoke your way. So don't focus so much on other people's experiences, other people's stories. Listen to your body. You got to get in tune with yourself. Your body's going to tell you if something's working for you, what you want in your experience. And I would say go for it that way. It always helps when you know what works for your body and what doesn't work. Even going in the dispensaries, talking to bud tenders, or even just knowing what terpenes or whether you're indica or sativa, but it's going to be targeted to you and your specific endocannabinoid system. So my thing is like back on your mind your business thing, you know what I mean? Yeah.
I love it. That's that cannabis energy right there.
Yep.
Hey, mind your can of business.
So where you from?
Well, I'm originally from the East Coast, but right now I'm on the West Coast. I'm in Vegas. I moved to Vegas from New York 11 years ago, and I'm originally from Springfield, Massachusetts, home of the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
So
this is actually my 7th state that I lived in, but I've been here 11 years, so it's a sign.
Okay, yeah, you done seen a lot, shit.
Oh yes, I've seen a lot, so I have to wear my shades. Y'all can't be looking in my eyes.
So your cannabis journey, when did your cannabis journey begin?
Oh my gosh, I don't know if I should be saying this, but my cannabis journey began when I was 11 years old. My sister was in a dance group with a bunch of Rastafarians, and the dance group was with Jamaican girls, and their family members were Rastafarians. So the dance group was called Young and Unique, and I wasn't much of a dancer, so I was always there hanging around, and I got taken under the wing of some Rastas, which now, as I get near 40, I'm about to turn 40 this year, y'all. I'm really glad I did. I like how I turned out. Hey! This is 40, guys.
That's right. Looking good.
Good.
Thank you, cannabis.
I wouldn't even thought like nowhere near that. I would have thought you like at least late 20s, early 30s.
Well, I'm gonna take that as a compliment. Can I get that in writing? For real. Like, hey, thank you. Yeah, I mean, they say black don't crack, brown don't frown. We all see a lot of examples of that, but I am vegan. I do consume my fair share of beautiful plants. I like to work with the plants for my healing. I don't work with the chemicals. I'm very sensitive. Our beautiful creator has implemented some triggers in me, so I'm not really able to poison my body. Not that I would want to, but it's been very clear since a young age that I cannot have certain things. So I think that helps.
So when you say you work with the plants, like tell us what you mean by that, like with the healing and everything else.
So for me, it's plant medicine. People say things like, I have so many drugs. And I'm like, well, I don't know what you're talking about, but I don't know about that. But plants I've known for a very long time that's the real medicine, especially us as, melanated people. I didn't always know, I didn't always have the awareness, but I now truly feel the connection, the soul connection to nature, to Mother Earth, the fact that we are Mother Earth, especially as goddess women, you know what I mean? And I call it working with cannabis, working with the plant, because the medicine is there for what you need it for, when I started off as a CBD activist is when I really first did my research and found out how those receptors really work and how they go in and just like fill in the areas that might need a little
Yeah.
something, whether that's with a mood, your body, a headache, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, I've done a lot of extensive research at this point, and any ailment I could ever think of, I could find in a book, and I could find a herb that would match up with it. So I use that to dig in and like do some deeper spiritual work and trauma healing and things like that within myself. Cannabis has been a great addition.
Right.
Okay.
Like
Right.
that.
So
Like, you know,
oh, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, Bob Marley was talking that talk decades ago
Mm-hmm.
about the herbs, like introducing us to
Mm-hmm.
ourselves and helping us get a deeper connection to ourselves. You know what I mean? But a lot of people that have a lot of positive things to say get silenced. Even to this day. So yeah, we just make sure we keep all of our eyes open on that because we see y'all. You see that?
Yes.
We see
Yep.
y'all.
Yes.
Yep.
I got another one right there. We see y'all too.
For sure. For sure.
Eyes everywhere.
Most
I
definitely.
can dig it.
So have you ever followed Dr. Sebby?
Yeah, Dr. Sebby. I did
Sebby.
his or Sebby I've heard it many ways
Yeah,
because
me
Mm-hmm.
we're our
too.
different
Me
accents
too.
and dialects.
Yeah.
It's just all of our different accents and dialects, but we know who we're talking about. I follow his food guide for a while,
Mm-hmm.
and I was coming off of like some vegetarianism, and I was going into like veganism, and it was really strict. It was very disciplined, and now I'm
Mm-hmm.
hanging around a couple alkalines. They don't even call themselves vegans, but alkaline, they all follow Dr. Sebby. So for any of you guys that don't know, Dr. Sebby's food guide and his plan is all based on food that's naturally occurring. So man has had no hand in like creating hybrids or crossbreeding or cross
Yeah.
what is it, germination? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's all naturally occurring. And it can be tough if you're not ready. But when your body is wanting that, I mean, I reached a level of clarity I've never reached in my life when I was doing that plan. And I was probably the crankiest I've ever been for like the first couple weeks.
Right.
Mm.
Right.
It's like
Yeah.
I'm loving what you're saying right now, but it's like I'm not sure if I quite, qualified to make this judgment because I'm not vegan by no chance. I'm
Right.
not like none of that
Right.
alkaline by any chance, but I'm aware of Dr. Sebby. I'm aware of his works. I'm aware of a lot of things. And it's like
Right.
for you to come here and for you to speak freely about the diet, the discipline of it,
Yeah.
it's like I respect that
Yeah.
to the fullest because you have some people that, like me, who don't even know what it's like to be a vegetarian or vegan or whatever it may be,
Yeah.
and they'd just be straight biased towards it. Like, no, the man don't know what he's talking about. Nah, this, that, and the other. But it's like just how you say is discipline. Like if you don't have
Well,
self discipline
you
here,
said it better. Right. Right. You said it better than anyone, though. Listen to this. How are you out here vegan and you're going for the cause of like keeping animals safe or whatever, and you're not good vibes? Like, so I'm gonna
mm-hmm.
just rip your head off. You eat meat, so now I hate you. Like, that just defeated the whole purpose
On the
of
real.
everything we're doing. So, like, first of all, the mindset, the energy, that's gonna be first and foremost. And we just talked about it with the plant. Like, your body's gonna tell you what it needs, what it
Mm-hmm.
wants. If you're weak, you're miserable, you're cramping, you're breaking out, that should tell you like something's not right. And for me, any doctor could say, oh, you have irritable bowel. Oh, you carry your stress in your stomach. Well, I'm not cramping now that I'm not eating certain things. I'm not breaking out now that I'm not eating certain things. And, I had a brunch with some Canada ladies today, and one of the girls was talking about your body and like, chlorophyll being a natural deodorant, but just how she didn't like her smell so much until she changed her diet. Like
Mm-hmm.
when she changed her diet, she started to like her smell more. And even she put me on to rubbing the key limes under your armpits after the shower. You don't even need deodorant, man. Beautiful.
Yeah,
So I
that's
mean,
that's straight
if we go
natural.
back to the
Yeah.
plants, we gotta go back to the plants, man. That's where we came from. A lot of things were, a lot of our rituals, traditions, a lot of things were removed from our culture, and it's time to bring them back.
That's right. So how long have you been on this particular journey dealing with the plants and being a vegan?
Well, okay, so the first time I did the Dr. Sebi that I was telling you guys, that was probably like, I want to say like 3 years ago. I did it. And then after that, I kind of graduated back to like regular vegan. Now I'm allergic to soy, so I don't do all that fake meats and all the
Yeah, I
crazy
don't like
stuff.
soy
And I
either.
also get, oh no, my body, I had soy. My mom was a vegetarian when I was growing up at a certain point, and I drank some soy milk, and my tongue swelled up, and like I was gonna die.
Man.
Like my throat was closing, like I wasn't gonna make it. So I mean, a lot of our Moorish guys, our Black Israelite Hebrew type guys, they'll tell you that we're all allergic to soy. And then I read some studies about why the women's restroom was so much nastier than the men's, and they were saying it was soy. And there's a lot of reproductive things I've read about soy that's kind of yucky. But a lot of people are like, vegan, yeah, and I'm better than you because I'm vegan. I'm gonna eat all this soy, and it's like, not, because that's not it. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
You gotta be happy, right? So if you're gonna be miserable, let's not do it. So back then I did it. I shifted back into regular vegan, where I was like cooking up cauliflower, things that Dr. Sebby doesn't approve because it's not naturally occurring. I was doing like
Right.
buffalo cauliflower, kicking my cravings, stuff like that. And then I went from that to vegetarian because I was craving cheese. So I went back to vegetarian, craving cheese, and eventually I went back to pescatarian, which is just the seafood. And I was eating a lot of seafood boils. I think my sons were getting sick of seafood boils. And I went on a spiritual retreat. And when I went on the retreat, this is probably like, I want to say, you guys, 2 years ago, I went on a spiritual retreat. We were in a deep meditation. I have fasted leading up to it. We were like fasting when we started there, and then we went to just vegetables and water. And when I was meditating, the dude I was with at the time was like a fish in my meditation. And like not like a shark, but just like a fish. And it like traumatized me. So I didn't want to eat fish no more when I came out of it. I don't know what that was about. And I know that sounds like a crazy story. Like, what kind of mushrooms was y'all eating over there?
Man.
Like, you know what I mean? But you know, what me and my tribe are into is not like, you know, that's between me and my tribe. But that happened. And then like I got this message inside that the animals were like affecting my moods. And I realized that when my dude that I used to be with used to always grill, and I was always eating meat, I was like savage mode. I was kind of like aggressive. And I realized the clarity I had through the Dr. Sebby, and then any of the meat was like making me moody. Like it was kind of like making me kind of sad, and some meat like was making me kind of depressed. And that's not really a word that I'm into. But when I started eliminating the meat, I started feeling hella better, very energized, needed less sleep. The alkaline water, needed more, like less sleep. I have more energy. And I just trusted my body and started learning how to supplement like proteins, pea protein, chickpeas, garbanzo beans. And then with the COVID thing, the dairy, I realized how much phlegm we get from the dairy. And like, I just got like turned off. Cheese was like the hardest thing for me to kick, like until I found BioLife cheeses. Like, cheese was so hard. And then that's when I became from vegetarian back to vegan. Now I'm probably closer to Dr. Sebby than I have been in all those years now, because I started juicing with the homeboy. I bought a juicer. My partner with this new hookah lounge I started, Alan Anderson, the retired NBA player, he's alkaline. So he's always with the juices, always with the teaching and the education. It's the education for me. If I could research and grow, and especially grow with people that care, like you guys, even just being interested, is so much easier. And I love to cook. You gotta know how to cook and season some food, y'all. Because if you don't know how to cook and season no food, you're gonna be hungry.
For sure. So like being a stoner and being a vegan and into the plants and like more into the Dr. Sebby kind of meal plan, do you get them munchies and cravings for shit you probably ain't supposed to have? Or what, or was that before early on?
You know what's funny? I was always like a munchie person until I learned how to ask bud tenders, what's the appetite suppressant? Which, you guys, it's humulene. Terpenes are my jam. Humulene is the appetite suppressant. However, like you can always talk to them, and most of them could tell you like what's not going to give you the munchies. You know, somebody was teasing me about vegans the other day, saying, "What do vegans eat when they get home from a night of drinking?" And I don't drink anymore at all, but I was like laughing because they were like, "What y'all eat? Celery sticks, like salad." It's not necessarily what you're craving when you like go out, but I do fry oyster mushrooms, which give you kind of like oysters vibes. And my kids like making little dipping sauces for them, so that's a good one. Avocado oil, fry some oyster mushrooms. I dip them in banana flour. I season them all up. I still season my vegetables and marinate them overnight like I used to do my meat, so it's the same kind of vibe.
Yeah. Do you use the grapeseed oil?
I used to use grapeseed oil for like my frying and like hot, because certain oils are not good for heat, like
Yep.
high heat, like
Olive
olive
oil.
oil is
Yep.
not supposed to be it.
So yeah, we back. We had some technical difficulties, but we're back in action.
With Modest John.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I kind of learned not to like do interviews out in the sun. It's 101 actually. I said 100, it's 101.
Huh.
Man.
So
Man.
here I could show you guys my eyes now because I'm not in the sun anymore.
So right now, since we back,
Ugh.
we just had a brief conversation. You was telling us about the plans, the Dr. Sebby discipline and this, that, and the other. So
Mhm.
just to like kick back in, like what's your favorite strain to like to smoke with your indica or sativa hybrid? What is it?
So definitely indica. I
Uh-huh.
like heavy indica, like gassy.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
For real.
Right now I was telling you guys I was smoking Tecal GMO.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really like GMO. A lot of us indica heavy consumers like GMO.
Mhm.
Cause I mean, it has a little limonene in it, but when you like smoke some of that, you just want to like lay out, like for real. So
Huh.
that's the one.
That's that power.
Man.
Funny choice of words you use
Right.
here.
The power. So-
All right, it was
Yeah.
it was something I like. Like I was going across your page, your Instagram page. Y'all all go ahead, like all our viewers, all our follow. Check out Modest Jones. And up in the
Thank you.
headline, you got right there the
Me? What
plants.
did I do?
No, it's perfect. It's perfect because you got right there the plants have enough spirit to transform our limited vision. To me, that right there,
Yep.
it spoke a lot of different volumes because you have a lot of different plants out there that, like, if you
Yep.
just pay attention, it's more than just beauty there. What did you
Yeah.
what did you mean by like what's the message you wanted to put across with that?
So, we still have some stigma, of course, lots of stigma around the plant and just overall closed-mindedness in general. I feel like even we kind of touched on it a little before on what Bob Marley said. The plants have the answers, definitely moving towards the healing and the medicine, but
Mm-hmm.
also like we could turn to the plants to expand our mind and elevate our levels of thinking and understanding and transcend. Being more open to the plant, I do believe, makes a lot of us a bit more spiritual, more empathetic, allows more synchronicities, just the things that I've learned to find so delicious in my life experience, like those things. So I do feel like individuals that don't have respect or love and are not working with plants in some respect definitely have a more limited vision than those of us that believe in the plant and are consistently empowered by the plant, if you will.
Mm. That's dope
Yep.
because it's
That
like
woman, that Rosemary Gladstar, the lady I got that quote from, you go on her page, I have it linked on there.
uh-huh.
Man, she's like a little botanist. She be in there. She knows about her plants and she'll tell you which ones are going to heal you and all those things as well. So I had to do a little special shout out to her because I just like her style.
That's right. Shout out to Rosemary Gladstar.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, and I like
So you
that too.
guys,
No, go
I'm
ahead.
getting wild over here. Let me show you. So you guys might have seen this the other day. I posted, but I got my little Tecal bag, and now I'm home, so I have all of the goodies with me.
Right.
So it's
Bag that
bag
shit.
that's it. Bag which I had to grind that shit, but I already rolled the J. So got it in the Duke tube. Got my Tecal lighter. I rolled it on my rolling tray. My roll that shit.
That's right.
I had these rolling trays too. These you just like
Mhm.
fold them up
Fold 'em,
and you
yeah,
crumble it up in there.
disposable.
Yep, and then you can just like shake it right in there.
Yep.
I got all my little goodies, I don't know
You
where the
ready to
light.
go.
I was gonna use the matches because they say light that shit, but I've been using my wick. You guys about this
Mhm.
wick life?
Yep.
Okay,
The
and
wick.
then smoke it is the ashtray. I never get to show that because it's always at home.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
That's
you use
what's
So
the
with
up.
wick
your
to light
wick,
your weed.
you just spark the wick up and then from the
Yeah,
wick to the G
yep,
joint.
to the J. I was getting it ready. I put it in the little ashtray. You guys can't see all the action right now.
And the
What did I do in my
significance of
joint?
lighting a joint
What a stoner.
with the wick, like what's the significance with that?
So it's to make you live longer, really. It's to avoid the fumes,
Uh huh.
everything that comes from the lighter. And actually, I like the taste of it. Um, one of the homies, he's always using the wick and he swears by it.
Hmm.
Everyone that smokes with us now is trained. They know he's gonna talk shit if they don't use the wick, but it actually tastes better. That's what I noticed first.
I've heard that too, though. Like lighting it with the wick,
You don't
it
get the
takes away from the
fumes.
fumes, this, that, and the other.
Yep.
Yeah,
Even
it
like
definitely gives me a better
when you're
taste.
using a bowl, like use the wick, and it's like you less burning your fingers, this, that, and the other.
Yep.
Yep.
So
So,
what's
See, so
so
now I get to smoke with y'all,
that's
catching up.
right. That's
I mean, I
right,
was high when we started too, but
man. We was we was too. So we know you're a stoner for sure. So how long have you been an advocate for cannabis?
so my CBD activism actually started in 2018 or 17 with that Champs
Right.
that show. That's when I tapped into CBD. But I've been working with Vegas Cannabis Magazine and Tahoe Cannabis Magazine. Vegas Cannabis Magazine, I've been working with them since before they started. The magazine started in 2014,
Okay.
and I've been with them. Like I was their bartender, the editor and her husband, the couple that owns it since 2013. So we've been building that, and that definitely helped bring cannabis into the mainstream more. I think from the underground, well, what we call they're called the legacy market now, are getting famous.
Man. Yep.
hmm.
Cause
So
you could,
yeah. So
cause
go ahead.
you
What was you
can
gonna say?
think back like when the festivals, like you said, the legacy market though. But when the festivals used to have, all the weed out there, you could buy as much as you want. It was so much.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was way different back then.
you
Them,
talking about some wild sessions?
Yep. Yep.
them old school kush stocks?
Yep.
People get like chased down the street by the cops.
No, not those.
Not.
That's extreme fun.
Yeah, they would have blast off a bazooka with like hella smoke in it, and then
What
the
you
cops
smoking on?
chasing everyone.
She said
This is that
GMO. That
GMO.
Oh, that
GMO.
GMO. Okay, okay.
Give me
I
a
can
little.
I can see that already put you up there to cloud nine and past
You
it.
see
It
my
took a
eyes?
couple. Yeah, man.
That was
I put my
quick though.
sunglasses back on, or you guys want to look at them? You want
I
to see the eyes, or do you need me? I gotta put my
Man, I
shades
think
back
that
on.
had transferred over here. I done got high off of some of that. That's right.
Come on, I
um,
just went school shopping with the kids. I deserve this.
yeah, for real,
Huh.
for real.
So what you been up to like as of lately? What you working on as of late like in the cannabis industry?
Well, it's exciting that you asked that because recently I took a step back from all the liquor and all the beverage promotions I've done over the years. Like I told you guys, I don't even drink
Mm-hmm.
anymore. So it's different when you're out there being passionate and being in your purpose and knowing, like, I know at this point I have a light to shine in a way that people like gravitate towards me. And I'm trying to convince them to drink stuff that I wouldn't drink. And
Hmm.
it just
I
wasn't
can
it
dig
for
it.
me anymore and not in line with my purpose. So I've been full force in the cannabis. You guys may know I host the whole Cannabis Awards tour. I co-host with Stoner Rob.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
We're
I
was in
was
about
the
to.
there.
house.
We
Which
was
one?
there.
Yep. The
That's the
Orange
recent in
County.
Orange County. Yeah.
Oh, Orange County was lit.
Yep, it was.
Oh, I love that one. That's when we had them shrooms. Remember that?
Huh.
It was a fun night.
Huh.
Yo, I don't know what we're allowed to say or not. I didn't get any like disclaimer or any kind of things. But
Right, right. Yeah, you can talk. Shit, say what you want.
well, I mean, I gotta kind of low key tell the shroom story because it's a good story. It's
Mm-hmm.
short, but people kept giving us stuff while we was on the stage hosting, like trying to give us stuff from the front row. And they would just come up and give us stuff. And somebody came up with I gotta put my J out for this.
Huh.
Somebody came up with these ginormous mushrooms, like low key, like hormone mushrooms, right? Like they were just huge.
Yeah.
And they hand us these big mushrooms, and Rob looks at me. He's like, "We're not eating this up here." And I was like, "Well," and he was like, "You want to do a little bit?" I said, "Yeah, we should do a little bit, right?" And literally at the same time as I take the cap, I scoop some out, I crumble it up, I shake it in my mouth, at the same time, Rob takes the stem and goes, ow. So I'm going like this with the cap. And
Huh.
it just showed me exactly us and like our
Uh-huh.
balance, like our yin and
Right.
yang. And then, we only microed. It was like a little bit, but progressively. So this is probably midway through the show. So progressively for the last 4 hours of the show, you see me and Rob like slowly like start on our little trip. Like it's so crazy. And I'm looking around like, am I in heaven? Like I'm making eye contact with every single person I can, like making a connection with every single person I can in the audience, like all while I'm having this like moment. Cause if you do a little bit, you
Right.
gotta kind of tap in, right? You kind of tap into
Mm-hmm.
that third eye, you kind of like
Right.
vibing and you're just gonna up elevated mood. So I was like, man, y'all just shifted the whole cannabis awards to the shroom awards now. Like it
Huh.
was just
Man.
I
crazy.
was gonna ask, do you think cause now shrooms is kind of being
A little
popularized throughout the
mm-hmm.
cannabis community. So do you
It
think
is.
that's like kind of blended in like with the cannabis community, like it goes hand in hand, or what you think?
I must say, I think that I admire the ambition of our community to be like, okay, now that we're like trying to make this more mainstream, we're getting this into the
Mm-hmm.
homes, it's a household plant now. We're just gonna throw the shrooms in there for you, gonna take it to the next level.
Huh.
But I just feel like there's an awareness, and as we like to say in Method Man's world, the cream is rising to the top now. So
Right.
I
Mm-hmm.
see a lot of the higher level thinkers kind of like, I don't know, we're the ones that are still around right now. Like I must say, I mean, God bless all of our angels and all the spirits and all the non-physical, because thank God I have cheerleaders in the greater heaven or the beyond or whatever you guys want to call it. Because I
Right.
know they push me. Y'all be pushing me to do everything I do, my ancestors, everything like that. But I'm just saying, like, we're here and we're here in our purpose. And it's such a strange, energetic time. Like, I just feel like for everyone. And we're tapping in and we're getting people to expand. And my whole thing is, I know mushrooms can be a lot for people, and talking about plants can
Mm-hmm.
be a lot because when Mike Tyson goes on and he talks about like toad or whatever have you, you get some people that are like, whoa, like finally somebody's talking about it. And it's a black person. Like this is important because in our community, I feel like in my like community that I grew up in, and I mean you guys, I'm sure you understand,
Right.
it's just not like not so widely accepted without creating the opportunity for some type of conversation where it
Mm-hmm.
has to be like have to like explain
Yeah, you gotta
myself.
be
Like it's like,
educated.
Yeah.
well, it's like
Yeah,
I
I've
used to
never
say,
tried
like,
them. I've never
yeah.
tried shroom. Nope.
Well, now we hear about the microdosing, but I feel like when we were kids, we were like just eat a bunch of shrooms, like put them on the pizza, put them
Right.
in the bag of chips, like whatever. Like and kids, I mean like high school or what, I don't know. I went to a predominantly white school that was like right outside. It was like the suburb outside of my inner city. And
Right.
I'm a young girl that was born in the projects. I don't know if anybody knows that, but we now like have houses. But
Project baby to
my
project
mom,
baby.
well, my mom's in on Martha's Vineyard, and that's where one of our houses now, Oak Bluff. So she built that as a single mom. Me, my brother, my sister, put herself through nursing school. Is now a doctor of nursing, medical director, all these things. And the funny thing about her, she was always talking shit about me smoking weed.
Huh.
Like, oh, you got the munchies? Is that why you're in the fridge? You're smoking the marijuana again and everything. And then more recently, she's seen my work and she's been a part of it. She's been met the like normal. She's been a part of so many things and watch me grow and build things and watch me just function and operate and elevate with the cannabis. She's like on the uh, National Association of Cannabis Nurses or whatever have you. And she wrote a medical journal article. And
That's dope.
I mean, she believes in it now. She's more focused on her own practice, moving towards holistic. I mean, I just see the positive change and
Mm-hmm.
kind of even just that moment when you're like, I'm gonna do like my self care and do what makes me happy first. And I'm seeing that in her too. And I do think that that comes along with our plant society as well. So, with the shrooms, same kind of thing, like just a more elevated level of thinking. Again, you have to know your body. I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't dive head first into the shrooms. It's just like a whole different ball game. I did shrooms in the rain when I was a kid, like in high school, going to that school. I learned a lot of, it was very hippie spirit. I was I learned a lot about Jim Morrison and Jimi Hendrix even, and Pink Floyd, and
Right,
watching
right.
freaking Dark Side of the Moon, Wizard of Oz, and playing Dark Side of the
Yeah,
Moon and all the shit, like all the
that's
things,
dope.
like, you know. So I knew, but then, college came. That was a bit wild. I went in at 17. That was wild. I was in Boston area. It was off the chain. And
Huh.
then once I repeated my junior year, I quit smoking weed for a while. And that was around the time I was like moving my way into the hip hop industry. So it wasn't about the psychedelics at all at that point. It was more like drinking, and everybody was smoking.
Smoking
But I had
weed.
stopped smoking when I had to do my junior year over again in college. I had stopped pretty much everything, you know what I mean? But I ended up rolling some blunts. I remember Deck really liked my Dutch I rolled for him before Inspector Deck. So that kind
Right.
of, I was building that relationship with WuTang, which, as you guys see now, that was in my early 20s. You see
That's
Right.
right.
now I'm about to be 40, and I'm still cultivating my WuTang with my Takal.
That's right. That's
So
right.
it's all
That's
gone full
nice.
circle. So it was no real mushrooms for me or anything like that during those times. And then now, more recently, with them being so available, and the microdosing thing, I had never thought about having such a small amount. And I remember a boss, one of my managers, gave me some when I was working on Newport Beach, just a little microdose. We were doing a cannabis event, and it like really uplifted my day. I'm in the ocean. It was just good. It was just a little pick me up. I didn't go off into any like colorful land or anything like that. It was just a little.
Right.
Um, but if I want an experience like that, like in nature, or I'm just connecting, or I'm healing through something, um, I think there's a place and a time for everything if you feel like you're going to become better on the other side of it. And it's just eliminating that
Mhm.
fear and just tapping into what you want, what your soul is telling you, and trusting your guidance, your gut, and your intuition. You know what I mean? Trusting the creator, like
Hmm.
first and foremost, of course. And yeah, anything that's gonna like make me be able to fulfill the purpose more, or like bring more people to the light, I'm willing to do it. So tapping in a little with the plants has helped me heal a lot of things that have helped me heal a lot of people and help save some lives. And that's super important, right?
Yes,
Yes.
indeed.
Most definitely.
And it's like I want to point it out too, though. Like as you keep referring to the plants, and it's like that's like to me, you got to go beyond just the surface of that plant. And it's like if you pay
Yeah.
attention to what you've been saying right here in every walk, like the within a journey of your life that you portraying to us, it's like you try to know something about it before you can say something about
Oh
it.
yeah. I
Mhm.
You
read
know,
up
so
like
you
crazy.
educated yourself. You know, it's like it seems as if somebody like offer some information to you, you didn't just take it biasly. You took it and was like, okay,
Oh
that
yeah.
like thank you for the heads up. And it's like, and it seemed as if like that bettered you as an individual, and that's making it like
Okay.
real big
Mhm.
to
I see where
those
this is
out.
going.
You know, and it's
So
like
so
I like that.
Okay. Okay, so this is the part in the show where I'll give everybody some free game that I would typically charge for, because I feel like I was just inspired to do so. So you guys are really good at your job. This
Thank
is
you.
all
Thank
this
Yes,
is all
yes.
really good. Okay. Here, hold on. Let's take like a little moment here. We're going to take a little moment
For
cuz
sure.
I feel some nuggets coming up for everyone's happy meal. So hold on 1 minute. I'm just going to So, as I get closer to 40, I realize that I become what some would like to call more of a knowledge seed than, more of a knowledge seed. Let's just say that. So, we got to take a minute sometimes, because one of the most powerful lessons I ever learned was two ears, one mouth. I talk a lot. My granddad talks a lot. My mom talks a lot. Kids talk a lot. However, two ears, one mouth, super important, because the more I quiet, I do learn a lot and observing. And it's not just opening your ears, it's opening your eyes, all of them, and your senses, like as a multisensory human. A lot of us are using more parts of our brain than statistics would like to say. But yes, I like to open books and read them. And when I don't have a moment to read them, I like to play them and clean and do whatever I'm doing. My hands are busy, drive or whatever, and I like to absorb information. And I take in a lot of information as a multisensory human. Like I see a lot of things people don't realize I'm seeing. I hear a lot of things people don't realize I'm hearing. And I hear from people sometimes that I might play like I'm dumb, but as they tap in, they start to realize that, I mean, we all know something about something, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I love to dig in. If I don't know a word, I like to post a word of the day. I like vocabulary. I love words. I just like to just tap in and keep growing and keep elevating all the time. So I'm not gonna really talk to you about anything unless I fully know from my perception, from my perspective, or if I can back it up. But what is back it up rather than your internal system being like, oh, like how I feel right now, you guys, I just didn't want to cancel this at all. So I just did everything I had to do to make it to do
Mm.
this with you
We
guys.
appreciate
But
We
it.
it feels
appreciate that for
so
sure.
good. But I'm holding my core in and I'm breathing right and I'm dressed right and I'm just right and I'm taking into consideration all lives and I'm with you guys and I didn't even know who I was dealing with, but I was like, I know this name because I've seen this name
Yep.
and I know these guys and we've been supporting each other. Like I know these
Yep.
dudes and these kings. Now I see you. I had no idea who I was gonna see at all or what I was in for. It's not like goofy in any kind of way. It breaks stigma in so many ways. I've been touring the country talking about being a black person, a person of color, but a woman in the industry, just narrowing it down like label by label by label and talking to women and uplifting and telling things from my perspective and asking people, what did you want to ask? Like, what would you want to ask a black girl? What do you want to know? Because I know you want to know something. I could tell how you looking at me like that you want to know something. And
Right.
it's the synchronicities for me at this point, you guys. Like the plant is, I'm learning, is a plant of synchronicities because other people talk about it, but for me, in this moment, it really shows me I'm on the right track. It shows me a lot of moves I made. Some of them were not my best moves, y'all. I'll be honest. But how people can come around full circle and a story of forgiveness, a story of a young woman that was such a bird brain. Like I could say it myself, like
Mm-hmm.
that's raising three young kings dolo. Like my twins are 15 now, my 8-year-old's turning 9. And just like a story of coming around full circle and understanding oneself and loving oneself and growing into a name like Modest that my dad gave me. He didn't give me much. God
Right.
bless him. Thank you. I mean, he
Right.
gave me my DNA. He gave me much. He gave me much. He gave what he could, but he
Right.
gave me that name. And I wasn't with it when I was younger, but I'm growing into that name. But think about, I'm gonna be so straight with y'all, and y'all might just freak out. And I know I've been talking, but this is gonna make it so worth it.
That's what we're here
During the
for.
time, during the time when I got into all that mess. Now I'm not saying I never made a mistake consuming or anything. During that time I got into all that mess. Remember I told you guys I stopped smoking weed for 10 years?
Uh-huh.
That's those years that I almost paid a lawyer to take hella shit off the internet. Like I talked to DJ Vlad, I asked him to take the shit off. I all these things happened, right? And then it was like, I don't know, it was a few $100s. At that time it might have seemed like more money than it was, right?
Yep.
And I decided not to do it because I started talking to girls and like I was like, no, like let me show them. They want to be in a music video, you know what I mean? They want to be with the rappers. They want to, you know what I mean? And
Right.
nothing against that. I love rappers. Y'all see me, I be with rappers, but I'm saying like it's something in the way you carry yourself, the way you view yourself, and like first and foremost, the way you love yourself,
For
like
sure. For sure.
and demand to be loved that way or love from afar, love you over there, stay over there, like
Yep.
you stay over there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's just like all of that. I'm gonna tell you those 10 years, I was not consuming cannabis in any way. I'm sure there was alcohol in the mix. I'm sure, you know, there wasn't no psychedelics or anything like that. It was probably alcohol. And that's when I don't know, some of that stuff I look back on, I'm not a regretful person. I don't believe in that. Like I'm a person of reverence. I'm into the understanding of the lesson and the lesson you share with others. Like I was saying with the girls, the young girls, to show them I did that. I have a picture like that too. But no, like
There's something better out there. Yep.
there's just something better to become. There's so
Yep.
many ways to transmute energy and transform and metamorphosize and just emulate and be
Mm-hmm.
like what we are, which is one with the earth. You know what I mean? It's just,
Yep.
Yes,
and
indeed.
this is how you do it.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Yeah.
and you
That's
get rewarded. And people don't forget, man, and they see and they say, okay, okay, I see you. I got something for you, you know?
Mhm.
And you gotta offer the best of yourself too. So, I mean, with that, look at that transition with the plant though. So I grew back into the plant after I had my little one. He'll be 9 in January. I needed it to work through getting leaving his dad, loving myself, just time down, done breastfeeding, me time out on the swing, need to kick it, the homies,
Yeah.
whatever. And things started to really open up, me not being afraid to apologize and just learning how to just be with myself and just be with myself. You know what I mean? And not be afraid to eat alone, smoke alone. You know, at times I wouldn't want to drink alone or whatever, and now I, you know, but yeah, and came at the same time as the plant started to become a business. Like, what was always a business, like in college, like Ace of Hydro and all that, you know,
Right.
but a legit like that we ain't getting. Well, I can't say we're not getting locked up.
Right.
uh,
Man. So
that
so
we shouldn't be getting locked up.
right.
Don't
Let
get me started.
let me ask you a question. So what do you feel about the decriminalization of with the bill that we trying to get passed?
Yeah, try is a tough word for me to digest, especially when people said we were doing this and it's a
Man.
try and it went
what I be
backwards. And I was
saying.
just playing a game called Sorry, and it was like, oh, you just did all this work and now you're going backwards. Well, I
Right.
don't feel like that as a community because
Mhm.
I see what's right is right. Love is always going to win. So just
Yeah.
give in to the love, give in to the love. We know you're greedy. We know the money feels good. We know we like to get naked and swim in the money. Yes, it's magnificent. Swim in the love and the abundance will always come. Your intentions are so important. You know, to the creator, to all of us souls, to the plants, like your intentions. If the intention behind it is not coming from a place of love, then it's not coming from the creator. And
Mhm.
I want no parts of it. So I am ready and willing to put forth whatever energy I have to transmute, transform, and just I'm ready to work toward the cause of freeing any and every person that is imprisoned for a non-violent marijuana crime.
Yes, we agree.
Oh my gosh, like I am thinking about us talking to our friends about going to the amusement park in Arizona and smoking weed and being able to consume in public.
Yep.
And then I'm thinking about what people could be going through night after night after night after night in prison and jail for
Yep. We
weed
talk
crimes and
about this
fucking
shit all the
smoking
time.
weed everywhere. Are you freaking serious? Like,
Yep.
Man.
I hope every person listening, and I keep teasing everybody, but I'm serious saying it's a goddess season. I hope every single person listening, and I'm gonna do a special shout out to my goddesses as we talk about this feminine plant. Like, I love my men. I know why you're here. I get it. You're my kings, gods. I get it. But my goddesses this season, I want to use you to use every emotion, every tear you cry, every tear you see me cry, everything you feel and hear, everything, and transmute that shit. Transmute it with your
Mhm.
power and into the beauty that this earth deserves, man, because that is so ugly. Let those guys go. I'm not trying to
For
hear it.
sure.
Whatever paper, let's do it right now. I got mad shit I gotta do when we hang up right here. I'm gonna do it right now. So do it right now and let them out because people like souls are paying for that. Like
Yeah.
Yes,
the
indeed. Yes, indeed.
don't have the power, and nobody asked you Siri or Alexa or whoever's talking right now. I'm sorry about that, but don't have the power, don't have the ability, don't have the finances to do this and not do it, y'all buying jails and stuff. Yeah, that's
Man.
yeah, I get it. I get why people are, I get it. I get why jails were created. I understand.
Yeah.
However, where's the intentions behind what you're doing? Because you might feel like you're sitting real pretty now. You got all the things and the and the right? But it's coming because
Yep.
there's always a counter. There's always a counter. Good to the not so great. They're right here, yin and yang. And you're not getting away with nothing. You're not getting away with nothing if your intentions aren't right. So just let go of all that and find a way to remove yourself, like I had to do with recent some companies, some brands. You'll see kind of funneling into individuals. Had to remove myself because when I can't be good to somebody, I'm not even being around. I don't fucks with you. If you don't fucks with me, I don't. Like because we gotta be able to support one another. I'm gonna learn this trust. I'm gonna learn how to trust y'all. I'm setting the intention right now. I'm gonna learn how to trust and do this in a cohesive unit. All of our businesses, we're gonna learn how to unify. Some of our cultures are better at unifying than others. We're gonna learn how to unify. We're gonna teach each other, each one teach one. And we're gonna transmute some energy, y'all. We're gonna make some change. We're gonna free some prisoners for sure.
Oh,
Yes,
Because that's what we're
that's the
doing.
vibe. That's what it
That's
is.
what we're doing. Last
Yep.
Prisoner Project, azexpunge.com. Like, let's go. The list goes on. Like, let's go.
Yep.
yes, and with
Don't
that
make me
one
cry
being
in front of
said,
the people.
no, we ain't finna cry no more because that's our time right there. That's our time. We here with Modest Jones. I'm telling you, she just filled the
Follow
room with
me,
a
y'all,
whole lot
Modest
of love,
Jones.
information, and all. Check
Yep.
her out.
Yep. And we
I talk too much. Sorry.
Yep. No, it's all good. And because we definitely gonna do a part 2 to this and get you
Yeah.
back
Okay.
on. Maybe we can get you in person if you in Cali or something
Yeah, that'd
like
be
that.
great.
Yep.
Man.
Yeah, I'll be out there. I'll be out there in a couple weeks.
I'm
Okay.
telling you, I
Cool.
wish
Cool.
we had some more time.
Yep. Yep. So
That's
look.
okay. I got more for you. It's all genuine. It's all here. So it's gonna come back out.
For
It
sure.
keeps
Yes,
coming out.
indeed. Yes, indeed.
For sure. So
Thank you. Yeah, can you have everybody follow me at Modest Jones on IG? Is like my business card, so that's really the one you want. You
Right.
can find all kinds of things, and you can always hit me up in Vegas Cannabis Magazine, y'all.
Yes,
Yep.
Modest Jones.
Yep.
Best way to smoke.
Yep. Peace. Thank you. Thank you.
Peace.